Listen, this is one of the most important moments of the entire cycle. Bitcoin didn't just break support, it broke everything. Falling straight to $82,000 with no bounce and no buyer aggression at all. Yet under the surface, we are seeing the first potential signs of a reversal. Oversold RSI, bullish divergence, and clear seller exhaustion. The question is now really simple. Is this the bottom or are we going even lower? That is something that we're going to talk about today. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here. Sorry that the microphone was a little bit here in the camera. I had to have some different settings for stuff that I'm recording. That's why it looks everything a little bit strange today. So we jump directly into today's content here. And guys, if you're new here, smash up the like button. Really important for everybody that is here, that more people see that the YouTube algorithm is pushing this live stream more, the more people liking this live stream. So please go for it. So here on the daily chart with our overall corrections, Bitcoin went now way lower, and we are still in a free fall basically, and we are here now at a 35% correction. The last time that we have seen anything like that was over here in February, when we went all the way down to the April low to $75,000, $74,000 approximately. That was the absolute last time where we saw such a big correction. Now, I have to mention, in a bull market, to see a correction like this is still considerably normal, but nobody was expecting in this bull run that we would see such a huge correction overall, because we have all this institutional money now in the market, which should have caused diminishing returns, but on the other hand also smoothen the corrections, because all the other corrections that we got here, 10%, 11%, that was something that we were expecting in this cycle to continue onwards when we are seeing corrections, and not that we get basically a typical bull market corrections. Now everybody is calling for that this is the end of the cycle, that we will not go any more up from here, and that we can pack up until next year. I'm not saying these people are wrong. What I'm saying is we are still technically on a macro structure where we were yesterday. It does not matter if we are dropping here lower, because what is really important is what's happening on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart right now, we are definitely breaking here one of the most important support areas, but what many people forget is that we still have here the last line of defense, this upward sloping trend line, and this is a trend line that we are testing right now. So right now we are testing this trend line. As long as price can maintain to stay above this, there is a chance not only that we are getting a relief bounce, but also getting continuation back to the upside. So but I will be honest with you guys, the potential that this is going to play out is diminishing by the minute, that we are getting closer and closer to break this upward sloping support line, and potentially even closing a weekly candle below this. That's why I said over the last couple of days, when we start breaking here these areas, and by next week we would not get a massive bounce back, and that must be then like a $10,000 candle on a weekly chart back, then most likely we're gonna enter a prolonged period of sideways downwards chop that can last for potentially 2-3 months, and only then you're gonna get another rally back to the upside. So this 2-3 months is basically just a reset phase. You can compare that to the 2021 bull run, where we topped out in April, and then from April until the end of summer you did not really see anything happening. And let me actually show this here on this weekly chart. Let's go over here again. So here, when also here the P cycle top indicator called the top, that was on the 12th, no, here on, on the 12th April 2021. And then you see here, between when we sold off, between the 17th May until August, basically we were below major levels. So here and here we had like, over 2 month downside consolidation, reaccumulation period before we started moving up again. Something similar might be happening here right now, but only time will tell if that is now the same thing that that is playing out over here. But if it would be the same thing, that would mean that price would still come a little bit lower, and we would start here chop around in this area, and here this would be the level that we need to break to go back into a massive uptrend that we have seen in 2021. And this is why I also said all these days $94,000 is one of the key levels that we need to reclaim. Only then we have a chance to continue to go here further up. If that's not happening, and we just keep breaking here lower and lower and lower, yeah, then we have to admit that then for some weird reason that was the bull market without a real altcoin season, or how to say that, an altcoin season that we actually felt like in 2021, where the euphoria was there, where coins left, right, and center were pulling in 30-40% across the board. But this, there is a huge huge probability that we did not had the feeling of a real altcoin season because it got diluted with all these meme coins. So, and when you have dilution, then of course you cannot feel it the same way that you did in the past. The same money was still going around, but because it got distributed in way more assets than before, and you don't have this concentration, then yeah, then it looks way different than it did in the past. So, and this might be also something that is that just happened here. So even though I think that this is still somewhat improbable, but potentially that's what's just happening here. So and also here on the weekly chart, when we're going back now to Bitcoin on the stochastic area side, yeah, we see here early signs of a turnaround in super oversold conditions. But like I said, this could drag on into next week until we get here a potential real relief bounce to the upside. Because here on this weekly chart, we should not ignore that the top side of the bear market bottom range is exactly at $74,500, the level that I just pointed out. So if we would get a wick down there, quick, like a quick wick, that is another 10% from here. Okay, then it's actually 6% from here. Another 6% move to the downside, and we would get a bounce from there back above $80,000. Then I would be like, okay, that looks now that we have finally hit the bottom, and we are going back up with a reclaim of the monthly support here of $93,500, $94,000 approximately. On here on this weekly chart, yeah, we have definitely lost here now the golden ratio. The EMA ribbon might flip here if we are also not reclaiming this quickly. But also here on the weekly chart, the RSI is massively oversold. The RSI is never staying here for a long time, and this is a multi-year low on the RSI. So I have to go back here. The last time was like here in 2022 that we were at these levels in December 2022, the last time. So, and that just shows you how oversold Bitcoin is, and that we are definitely close to getting a bounce here. The question is, from where will the bounce come? How low do we need to go first before we are getting the bounce based on the oversold conditions that we're currently experiencing? Yeah, I know that the USDT dominance is rampaging. Also here, we have completely lost here the upward sloping trend line on the daily chart for the falling wedge pattern. And also here on the daily chart, the next buy order cluster that you can find is all the way down here. And we basically entered this now already, this cluster. So it goes all the way down to $76,400 here on the daily chart. So let me just remove this quickly. So once we are losing this level, it's game over, guys. You know, so this is the nail in the coffin. If we close here 2-3 days below that level here, I would actually go a little bit higher than this. Yeah. Let me see, maybe still a little bit, yeah, like this, $77,500. So we're entering this now. Here's a small bounce coming, but nothing substantial yet. So you know when the real bounce is happening, I can tell you what's going to happen when you see the real bounce coming in. You're going to see that the price is falling quickly, really quickly, something that we saw today already on the 4-hourly chart. Let me actually go quickly to a 4-hourly chart. It was this candle here. Ah, shit. Now I moved the level. It was in this candle here that gave me for a really short period some hope. This one here. And you're going to see that on a daily scale, where you get one quick move to the downside, and then at the same time, like it would take 2, 3, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, we're going to exceed the candle that pushed us down on a 15 minutes chart. And we're going to eclipse that candle that pushed us here into these lower levels. So when you see this and that 15-minute candle is closing and creating a bullish engulfing on the 15 minutes chart and goes up like this, then you know, okay, that was the bottom. That is the bottom. We have hit it. Now we are potentially finally going back to the upside. But until then, it's mostly down. So here again, we hit a golden ratio level, an extended golden ratio level. Just below that is a buy cluster, but these buy clusters on the way down, they did not give any kind of support. You know, so here in that candle earlier, there was also a buy cluster. It was obliterated on the way down. So would I still short now? No, I would not look for shorts here, because the chance that we are getting here now at any given moment, a crazy bounce back to the upside is just too big. So for opening a short, we need to lose $77,000, because then we will most likely go way lower than $77,000. Yes, you could have shorted like from $100,000, but also there, the probability that we actually go into these low levels that we are currently experiencing was pretty low in the beginning. So what? 1 second. Yeah, so that's another look at the chat, guys. This is another sign that people are already capitulating that we're close to the bottom when they're unsubscribing and like disliking the video. Really funny. Bye, no problem, you know, so it's fine. I don't mind. Yeah, so it's looking not good right now for Bitcoin overall. The indicators here, okay, here is a dot plot on the React indicator, but a scenario like this, also a long time ago that I have seen anything near what's happening here right now. If this is loading, maybe I can show it to you when we had the last time. Something like this, but yeah, right now I'm also not really relying on this, as long as the price just keeps breaking support levels and we are going lower and lower here. It's just no fun anymore. So, but this is also something why I wanted to come out here today and make a video. I posted this actually also earlier on my Twitter account, and I'm gonna switch now back to full face for this. I have seen and survived, you can say, scenarios like this more times than I can count. But I also want to mention here, guys, that in the last 6 years, this is one of the worst moments for me in crypto, where I look at my portfolio and have to think about, can I actually pay my bills next month? Or can I pay the month afterwards my bills? You know, so, and I'm sure that many of you are in the same situation where they went all in and are now struggling to make ends meet. I was in the many times in the same situation, even though I don't have to basically go door to door with that and tell everybody, you know. So, but in this moment, I think it's important to be transparent and tell you guys, yes, I'm struggling right now too. You know, these prices hurting me too, really bad. I need to pay next month certain things. I have no idea how I'm going to pay them now. You know, so there, of course, rent and stuff like this is paid, but other things that are helping me to push my business. So these are things where I'm now thinking, how do I pay them next month? Somehow I need to come up with the money. I have things in motion that potentially bring me the money, but it's not 100% guaranteed. So, and that is like the downside of that situation. But the upside of that situation, on the other hand, is when I'm in a situation like that, I grind harder and being hungry than ever before. So the last time that I was that hungry to work and try to provide the best value and the best content was, to be honest, that I felt the same way was like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago when I started the channel. that was the last time where I can remember that I actually felt like this. So, and sometimes this is actually a good wake-up call, that you go back into a situation where you're uncomfortable and have to figure things out to get back into a comfortable position, and then not forgetting how it felt to be uncomfortable. So, and this is basically what's happening right now. So, and that's why you see like this guy going crazy in the chat, because he is in an uncomfortable position, 100%, 100%, I can tell, so, but same for me. I'm also uncomfortable right now, but if you know how to deal with that, it's fine. I'm not worried. I'm not worried that I will not figure out how to pay for my things, So I'm getting worried if like it's the night before and I still have not figured it out. Then I get worried, But right now I'm not worried about it, because if I worry too much about it, then I will most likely not resolve it. If I like drown now, so to speak, in my thoughts, oh, how do I gonna pay this, So no, you have to forget about this, push this to the side, get to work, get to work, log in, make it happen. That's the mindset that you need to have, and this is what I'm doing, So, and that's why I'm still somewhat optimistic that we're getting here a proper bounce, and the market will return back to the upside. But again, if it's not happening, I'm also prepared for that scenario, where we have to live with the fact that Bitcoin will now go in like a 2-3 month reaccumulation period before we're going to get then a second wave where we push to the upside. So currently this 4-hourly candle that's pushing back to the upside is looking good. I'm not going to lie, that looks way better than the candle that we had here 8 hours ago. But also here, we need to close this, we need to push higher, and the next candle also needs to push way, way, way higher than what we are seeing right now. So yeah, so here, for example, and with the next 4-hourly candle, or with the current 4-hourly candle, to have confidence that we are somewhat moving back up, we need to move here to $86,000 approximately. So if you want to trade that bounce, guys, so I will be honest, I have also a position running right now. I need to check, because I want to be honest here with you guys. I opened this earlier. Maybe I'm a little bit underwater. I'm not sure, because I opened it at 82 something, that position. Oh no, I did this actually on here. Let me see. So let me see. Yeah, I'm underwater. I'm like 1% underwater. So if we move back to, oh yeah, I entered at 84 actually, because I thought that candle 8 hours ago was the one reversing. Yeah. So, but at least I'm trying. So I'm trying, and at some point, actually I should add to that position dollar cost average. I'm gonna do this after the stream. So the important thing is not only that I'm trying, it's also that I'm taking calculated risks to try to catch the bounce. Of course, I'm not sizing now insanely into this, like that I go long now with like $100,000, $200,000. No, small steps, and I got a dollar cost average on the way up. So right now, I bought at 84 earlier. So I got a dollar cost average after the stream in like 5-10 minutes. So that I will be most likely around here. And then on the way up, all the way to here, 85,700 is where a dollar cost average. And then I let it run. I let it run from there. So if we're not reaching 85, that's fine. Then I still dollar cost average my my position a little bit. And I'm going to take a small loss of like 5% of the position size or something like that, So, but right now you need to be really, really calculated how you play this market. So, but if you want to play in this market, guys, you know the drill. Go here to Weex. You still can enjoy here $400, especially right now where you don't want to play with your own money. Take the $400 that you get for free just for binding the phone and the email address and downloading the app, and an additional $400 if you deposit $500. So you can get here $800 for free without risking any of your own money. You only deposit the $500, you don't need to trade with that. So you just deposit it and you get in total $800. So make use of that, guys. There is a link in the description. And on top of that, if you do deposit $500, you get access here to the Telegram group, private Telegram group, where I send every day 1 or 2 trades. Today we did not trade because the market is crazy. Then I exercise my right to protect your capital, so to speak. So if you want access to the group, in the description of the live stream is every single step explained. just send a message to amcryptoalex on Twitter, or an email info@amcrypto.us if you cannot text me on Telegram, because you need premium to text me there. Also, if you cannot use Weex, use Tapit. There's also a link for that. Now, really quickly here, liquidation levels. We have now, so here, this over leveraged long area turned now into a short area. So I'm just going to remove this here. Below us, no longs are forming anymore. We have taken out most of the perma longs that were down here, which I really thought we will not take out, but we did. But again, there is, and I sound a broken record right now, there is no logical reason why the market should not go back to the upside to take out all this liquidity that's up here. You see it also on a liquidation heat map. So even here on the 24-hour map, you know, there's nothing below us, only above us. So there, I don't see how the market cannot go back to at least $98,000 in a bounce scenario to take on the majority of the liquidity and potentially completely level the playing field and take everything. So, and with everything, I mean everything that has built here over the last 3 months, you know, and that would be all the way up here into a new all-time high of $127,000. Because don't kid yourself, below us is nothing. You know, there's no liquidity anymore. Absolutely nothing is down there. And when we're looking then on the Bitcoin dominance, so that's why altcoins are not getting hit as hard as they normally would. The dominance is dropping, and this is now a little bit crazy. So the dominance is dropping while Bitcoin is going back up. So that means altcoins are going to regain a little bit of what they lost here today. But I will not sugarcoat that. They got also hit pretty hard, you know. But the dominance is dropping, so it means the altcoins slowly going to recover now while Bitcoin is going back to the upside. See anything green? No, earlier at least something was green. There's nothing green right now. So yeah, let's see if Bitcoin can settle and we get then a continuation move. But at least we broke here now 59%, which was a key level to break. So once Bitcoin settles a little bit and we get here a continuation and follow through of the break of the Bitcoin dominance, then you're going to see altcoins finally popping. Here the USDT dominance, yeah, massive rampage move here to the upside. Nothing what we want to see here. So we definitely need to close below that 6.5% level. I warned you guys yesterday about this. Remember, I said yesterday, if we break that level, expect Bitcoin to be around $80,000, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, we definitely need a close below 6.5%, and then start a reversal to the downside, because this looks right now like that the USDT dominance wants to run parabolic, and that is something that we definitely don't want to see. The total free market cap ran into support here of $816 billion. Also here, you don't want to see that this is running any lower than that. The W formation is invalidated for now, and you just want to see here today a close above $836 billion. Ethereum came down here now into the $2,700 level that I mentioned yesterday. Remember when I said here 2,740, 2,780 would be a good level to long. If you would have longed this earlier on the way down, if you are really if you know something about trading, you would have not here tried to knife catch this move here to the downside and would have then entered here at the entry level. No, you would enter now on the move back to the upside. So here might be a good Ethereum trade coming up, because Ethereum also massively overextended and oversold, and I can definitely see here now a short reversal with like a scalp trade back to like $3,000. Then Solana also looks right now like that we are pushing back to the upside. To be fair, Solana is one of the few coins that is holding up way better than many other coins out there. So we hit here a strong buy order cluster from where we bounce back to the upside, but also here you need follow through. You need a break of $130 here. Oh no, a little bit higher, 100 there, up there. Here. So this is the level that we need to break, that we're gonna move back here to $142, $150 approximately. So guys, I have to run. I have a date with my girlfriend. There's no real reason or point to talk about altcoins, because they're all fucked right now. And tomorrow we're gonna have a look if we can unfuck some of these altcoins and take advantage of some moves here that we yeah, some fast moves where we can make some money and yeah, get a little bit of the money back that we lost on this whole move to the downside. Thank you so much. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you hopefully still with a portfolio tomorrow.